In a remote, desolate hotel, Lisa's peaceful slumber was once again rudely interrupted. A mysterious murmuring sound sent her heart racing, and she sat up in bed, her senses on high alert. She scanned the room, but there was no one to be seen. An eerie presence loomed just beyond her vision, a hair-raising feeling that she was not alone. Gathering her courage, Lisa climbed out of bed and cautiously made her way toward the shadowy corner of the room. Beads of sweat formed on her forehead, and her breathing grew erratic. With trembling hand, she extended her arm into the abyss, as if daring an invisible intruder to reveal itself. But as she did, an icy chill crept up her arm, sending shivers down her spine. She let out a blood-curdling scream as fear gripped her, and she stumbled backward in terror. For a moment, she was paralyzed, unable to comprehend the bizarre presence in her room. Then, a whispering breath near her ear broke the spell, and she fled, sprinting back to her husband Adam, who was blissfully unaware, snoring away. Lisa shook Adam in a desperate attempt to wake him, but he remained immobile, lost in a peaceful slumber. Their nights in the peculiar hotel had turned into a recurring nightmare, with unexplained incidents taking place in the darkest hours. To understand the origins of these eerie events, let's rewind a bit. A few days earlier, Adam had tried to persuade Lisa to leave the city, but she was determined to focus on her budding career. She had grand ambitions and wasn't willing to compromise. However, Adam, deeply in love with Lisa, couldn't bear the thought of leaving her alone in the city. Adam, an architect, had been tasked with the challenge of turning an old manor house into a modern hotel by his manager, RK. RK, short for Richard Call, had also recommended they stay in the deserted hotel close to the project site for convenience. Adam managed to convince Lisa to go along, promising a brighter future if they accepted the project. Reluctantly, they relocated to the strange, isolated hotel as per Adam's instructions. Their arrival took place well past midnight, in a place seemingly untouched by civilization, surrounded by a forest so dense it swallowed the manor whole. The hotel appeared to have been abandoned for ages, covered in overgrown bushes, and every corner filled with dirt and dried leaves. It was a massive, eerie structure, with mysterious sounds emanating from every nook and cranny. Aaron, a nearby resident, was the lone caretaker of the place. However, he had never dared to venture inside the mansion. When Lisa and Adam sought his assistance in cleaning up the place, he expressed surprise and urged them to abandon the project without explaining why. Adam brushed off his warnings, assuming that Aaron was clueless about architectural matters. But Lisa, from the very beginning, sensed something profoundly wrong. As they settled into the mansion, initially, things were uneventful. But gradually, Lisa started encountering strange occurrences, feeling a mysterious presence in Adam's absence. Items moved on their own, eerie noises filled the air, and an unpleasant odor seemed to seep from the walls, only to disappear when Adam returned. Lisa initially dismissed these incidents as mere pranks or attempts to frighten her. However, one fateful evening, as she prepared for bed, she encountered a chilling presence beside her. Turning to face it, she felt someone's breath against her face, her body growing colder by the second. Fear gripped her, and she clutched the blanket tightly as the cold intensified, leaving her gasping for breath. She tried to escape, but found her hand held in a powerful grip, and she struggled to scream, her voice failing her. In her final moments of consciousness, she fell to the floor with a loud thud, and Adam rushed to her aid, discovering her pale and lifeless. It was at that very moment that Lisa realized something malevolent had taken residence in the hotel. When she inquired about it from Aaron, he feigned ignorance and offered no answers. Even when she informed Adam, he dismissed her concerns as mere products of her isolation in the hotel. As the horrifying incidents escalated, Lisa's behavior grew increasingly erratic. One day, while Adam was away, Lisa felt a supernatural force attempting to possess her as she lay in bed. She barely escaped and sought refuge in a local church, confiding in Father Thomas, the priest. He agreed to visit the mansion and stay at the church overnight. When he sensed a malevolent presence in the hotel, he warned Lisa and left her with a crucifix pendant. Back in the church, a Baphomet symbol appeared on the wall, drawn in blood, and Father Thomas realized that a demonic entity resided in the mansion, specifically targeting Lisa. When he rushed back to warn Lisa, she had already fallen ill, and Adam found her in a grotesque state. Lisa refused food and water, and she stared at Adam without uttering a word. One night, Adam saw Lisa eating a dead animal in the corner of their room, her teeth blackened and her body contorted. It became clear to Adam that her condition was beyond medical treatment, and he needed spiritual assistance to save her. Desperate, he turned to Father Thomas for help, who revealed that he had warned Lisa about the demonic presence, but found her absent during his visit. Suspicion grew toward Aaron, and after a heated argument, he confessed to taking a bribe from RK to remain silent. RK, the manager, confessed that sending them to the haunted place was a deliberate act of revenge. Adam, desperate to save Lisa, invited Father Thomas and other priests to perform an exorcism. They secured Lisa to the bed, and despite her violent resistance, they successfully completed the exorcism, freeing her from the malevolent spirit. The atmosphere lightened, and Lisa was finally rid of the malevolent entity. As they left the place, Lisa and Adam couldn't shake the feeling that the manor still held secrets, and strange noises continued to echo through its abandoned halls. The spirits of Hollow Manor continued to haunt the place, a chilling reminder of the dark secrets hidden within its walls. The couple relocated to a new city, hoping to put their traumatic past behind them. Lisa's career had taken a backseat to her need for emotional healing, and Adam's work kept him far from the eerie manor. In their new life, they found solace and stability, and the memory of the malevolent presence began to fade. However, it wasn't long before Lisa's curiosity got the better of her. She couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story of Hollow Manor. What had driven the manor to darkness? Who was the malevolent spirit that had tormented her? And what was the secret that had imprisoned her within those cursed walls? Lisa's curiosity turned to an obsession. She spent hours researching the history of the manor, delving into local legends and dark folklore. She scoured old newspapers and spoke to historians, hoping to uncover the truth. Her research led her to a startling revelation. Hollow Manor had a long history of dark occurrences. The manor was built in the late 19th century by a wealthy and reclusive family. Rumors swirled about the family's involvement in occult practices and dark rituals. Locals believed that the manor was cursed, and it had a sordid history of unexplained deaths and disappearances. As Lisa delved deeper into the manor's history, she uncovered the story of a young woman who had lived in the manor in the early 20th century. The woman, Elizabeth, had been a recluse, much like Lisa. She had been known for her beauty and her affinity for the occult. Legend had it that she had summoned a malevolent spirit, hoping to gain power and eternal youth. However, the ritual had gone wrong, and the spirit had taken possession of her. Lisa couldn't help but draw parallels between Elizabeth's story and her own. It was as if the malevolent spirit had latched onto her, just as it had with Elizabeth. She became consumed by the idea that the only way to free herself from the spirit's grasp was to uncover the truth behind Elizabeth's tragic fate. Lisa shared her findings with Adam, who was initially skeptical. He had put the horrors of Hollow Manor behind him and didn't want to revisit the past. However, he couldn't bear to see Lisa consumed by her obsession. Together, they decided to return to the manor one last time, hoping to find closure and put an end to the malevolent spirit's hold on their lives. As they approached the manor, The air grew heavy with an oppressive sense of foreboding. The once quiet forest that surrounded the manor seemed to whisper dark secrets, and the bushes that covered the manor's wall rustled with unseen movements. Entering the manor once more, Lisa and Adam were struck by the sense of déjà vu. The memories of their previous stay flooded back, and they could almost hear the faint echoes of their screams and the malevolent laughter of the spirit that had tormented them. Guided by her research, Lisa led the way to a hidden chamber in the manor's depths. It was a room that had been sealed for generations, and it was said to be the site of Elizabeth's ill-fated ritual. As they entered the chamber, the air grew even colder, and the walls seemed to close in on them. With a mixture of trepidation and determination, Lisa and Adam performed a ritual of their own. They recited incantations and lit candles, hoping to communicate with the malevolent spirit that had plagued them. In the dim light of the candles, they saw a faint, ghostly figure materialize before them. It was the same malevolent spirit that had tormented Lisa. With a voice that echoed through the chamber, the spirit revealed its name, Azrael. It had been trapped in the manor for over a century, its existence bound to the cursed place. Azrael had sought to possess the living in a bid for freedom, and it had latched on to Lisa, much as it had with Elizabeth. In a voice filled with anguish and longing, Azrael begged for release. It had been trapped for far too long, its malevolence growing over the years. Lisa and Adam felt a pang of sympathy for the tormented spirit, but they knew that they couldn't allow it to escape and wreak havoc in the world. With heavy hearts, they recited an incantation that bound Azrael to the chamber, sealing it once more. As the spirit dissipated, it let out a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the manor. The air grew lighter, and the oppressive presence lifted. Lisa and Adam felt a sense of closure, knowing that they had prevented Azrael from causing further harm. Leaving the manor for the last time, Lisa and Adam felt a profound sense of relief. They had confronted their demons and put an end to the malevolent spirit's reign of terror. As they walked away from Hollow Manor, they knew that they could finally put the past behind them. Over the years, Lisa's career flourished, and she found solace in her work. Adam continued to pursue his passion for architecture, and their love for each other deepened. They rarely spoke of the horrors they had experienced, but they carried the lessons of Hollow Manor with them, a constant reminder of the darkness that could lurk in the most unexpected places. As they moved forward, they also kept a watchful eye on Hollow Manor. They knew that the malevolent spirit had been bound, but they couldn't shake the feeling that the manor still held secrets waiting to be uncovered. And so, the legend of Hollow Manor continued as a place of both darkness and redemption, a testament to the enduring power of love and the resilience of the human spirit.